Hi everyone, this is Rosie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk to you about 10 ways to improve your English speaking in IELTS. So as you can see, today we're going to do this video in English. I'm kind of nervous right now because this is my first time speaking English in front of you all. So yeah, hope you guys like it. Hi, my name is Rosie and I'm from Taiwan, in case you guys didn't know that already. Speaking English can be very intimidating at first, and I'm no different. I've only been to the States for 2 months when I was 10, and I've been to the UK for half a year. So for me, speaking English is very challenging too. But I really enjoy speaking English. I feel like it's different way to connect to different people, and also it shows a different side of me. It wasn't until I got to the UK that I found out my speaking ability was not enough at all. I was pretty frustrated at the time. I didn't really notice how limited my language skills was. So I tried very hard to improve my English in every way. Throughout this journey of learning English, I got some tips and tricks that I found really helpful, and I would like to share with you guys. So stay tuned and let's get started. First of all, accents don't really matter. There's nothing wrong about your accent, and accents actually make you unique, right? In fact, there are 40 different dialects in the UK that sound totally different. So why not keep a little bit of yourself? You don't have to sound like everyone else. So for me personally, I got a mixture of Taiwanese accents, obviously, and also a little bit of English accent, American accent, which I learned from Taiwan, and also a little bit of British accent. So it's totally okay to keep a little bit of yourself. No big deal. For the second one, try to speak with flow and rhythms. Flow and rhythms. That's an opposite way to sound like a robot, to sound robotic. Hello everyone, my name is Rosie. Hello everyone, my name is Rosie. How are you? That's totally different, right? When you speak with more your personality in it and your character, it makes you feel a bit more energetic and also more attractive. For most of the Chinese speaker, we tend to speak more calm, like there's not much ups and downs in our speaking. A little bit more laid back. I feel like in English you have to find your own rhythms and also the tones you're speaking. That really makes a big difference. For the third one, raise up your voice pitch a little bit. Personally, when I'm speaking Chinese, I tend to use a lower voice. But when I'm speaking English, I tend to raise up my voice a little bit. It's kind of different, the way we resonate English and Chinese. Like, for instance, I've been living in Taiwan for 10 years. I've been living in Taiwan for 10 years. Does that sound a little bit different for you? What do you prefer? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Actually, this one is optional. This is just me. So whatever suits you, whatever you feel comfortable, that's all that matters. And the next one is to open up your mouth a little bit more. When we're speaking Chinese, we are more likely to mumble in our mouth. Like we don't pronounce every word clearly. A little bit more lazy. Or is it just me? It's kind of easy not to open our mouths when speaking Chinese. For example, 这样子啊，你今天要吃什么？今天要吃什么？你真假？真假的？真假的？ But we're still understandable, so no big deal. But for English, I feel like you have to open up your mouth a little bit to create that space to pronounce. We have to keep reminding ourselves to open up our mouth. What do you want for dinner? Right? Dinner. What do you want for dinner? Just like you're murmuring something. And that might be hard for the listener to understand what you're saying. And my next tip will be practice tons of English songs. This is one of my favorite tips. You must have some favorite English songs in your playlist, right? Singing is a really good way for me to learn English. I feel like I've learned so much things in lyrics. One of my favorite singers is Taylor Swift. And if there's something that I couldn't understand, I would just look it up. So in that case, you get to learn a bunch of vocabularies and also many different complex sentences. What's a better way to learn English through songs, right? It is so much easier to memorize those complex sentences in songs. So this is definitely one of my favorite ways of learning English. And the next one will be repeat after sentences and lines in movie. This is really fun to do, and it would sound a little bit silly at first, but you'll get used to it, and plus you don't have to show anyone. So what you have to do is open up your laptop, look for a movie or a series, and turn the subtitles on and just repeat after every lines that you hear. I think it's better to do like reality shows, soap operas, since the lines are less complex. And also, it's more like daily conversation. So you can easily use those things in your everyday conversation. So go try it and let me know. I would love to see you doing this. The main purpose is to get into the flow and get used to the way they're speaking. Just like singing, there's ups and downs, there are different tones, where to pause, where to accelerate. Keep that in mind. You don't have to show anyone, but if you're willing to show me, I'll be more than happy to watch. Alright, so let me show you how I do this. I'm gonna choose this friends as my reference. Alright, let's do it. Hey, where's everybody? I took Ben to the bar. Where've they been? Just out. Had some lunch. Just me. You took quality time with me. Hey, thanks for your jacket. Oh, it's no problem. You can borrow it, by the way. Alright, yeah. It's really fun to do if you're alone in your bedroom. Definitely try to do it. So for IELTS speaking test, not only you have to be understandable, but also you need to try to use more complex sentences, such as present perfect tense, like I have lived in the UK for 20 years. I have been working in Taiwan for 10 years. Things like that. Try to practice more sentences like that and try to merge those sentences in your daily conversation as well. Try to make it a habit and use it all the time. And also some passive sentences like the fish I cooked last night was eaten by my cat, instead of my cat ate my fish that I cooked last night. Things like that. You want to try to practice it more and make it sound natural. It makes you sound smarter, right? Alright, and the next one will be memorize the most predictable section, which is part 1. So for part 1, usually the examiner will ask you about yourself, your background, and they will ask you to introduce yourself a little bit. So for me, this is the most predictable section. So you have to memorize it really well. Practice it with your friends, practice it with your family. Try to make it as fluent as you can. Try to imagine like when you're in the UK, how do you introduce yourself to your friends in the UK? So remember to practice it again and again until you're really confident about it. And for the rest of the speaking test, it's not as predictable as the first section, but you can always download the stimulation tests online. I'll drop the link down below. Remember, practice is the key. Practice, practice, practice. Okay, so for my next tip is to include your greetings in your practice. At the time you enter in a room, you want to say hi to your examiner. Show how passionate you are. If it's in the afternoon, just say, good afternoon, good to see you. And the examiner might say, good to see you too, have a seat. And you can say thank you. Things like that, very easy. But those details are actually quite important. It makes you sound more confident speaking English. It may also calm you down a little bit. When you're leaving the classroom, remember to say thank you for your time. And it was really nice talking with you. Something like that. That might get your score a little bit higher. Everyone likes people being polite. Alright, and here comes the last but not least is to think in English. I know it's easier said than done, but it's really crucial. But how exactly can we think in English? You gotta try your best to soak in English 24/7. And I know it's quite hard for the people that are not in an English-speaking environment. There are some small things that you can do, such as change your settings into English. Like your laptop, your cell phone, everything in English. You might not notice the difference by changing it at first, but you're going to feel the difference for sure. Things like listening to podcasts all the time and like watching Netflix, watching your favorite series. Also remember to switch the subtitles into English. Look for some subjects and topics that you're into, and also listen to some English songs like what we just mentioned before. Just try to keep yourself in an English environment and you will get used to it in a very short time, I promise. Once you're getting used to it, to stay in an English environment, you wouldn't have to try hard to think in English. Speaking is definitely harder than reading and listening, because when speaking you have to create it actively, but when you're reading and listening you're more like a receiver. So it's common to feel hard when you're not a native speaker. And there's no magical tips and tricks. in the world that could make you speak perfectly in one night. So the key point is to practice and practice and practice. Practice makes perfect. Making this video is a way of me challenging myself speaking English too. For those who haven't taken their IELTS tests, I wish you all the best. You can do it. Just try to be confident and practice more. Alright, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys like it. And I hope my tips and tricks helped you a little bit at least. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video. And remember to subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your tips and tricks of speaking English. I'd love to hear from you and I hope you guys all have a good one. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!